What's inside a 50-gallon diesel fuel tank manufactured in 1984? Only one way to find out. The lid had been fiberglassed in, as you can see, and it took a circular saw to carve it off and open up the 1/8-inch aluminum tank. I cut 3 6-inch inspection port holes in the top using my trusty jigsaw. And that's what we found. I think it's asphaltene and some random biological matter. Kind of a mess. We had to have something to cover up those 6-inch holes, so I had a local metal shop make me 3 8-inch diameter 1/8-inch aluminum plates. And under the drill press, it was easy to drill a concentric circle of pilot holes. You know, if you haven't drilled and tapped aluminum, it's pretty easy to do. I chose a 1032 tap kit, which means that it's a number 10 stainless steel machine screw with 32 threads per inch, which in 1/8 aluminum gives you almost 4 full threads. Pretty good holding power. You just drill the pilot hole with the kit and turn until you meet some resistance, and you can feel yourself carving the threads. So there shouldn't be any hesitation in drilling holes in your mast or your boom to attach hardware. It's a pretty fail-safe process and not too intimidating at all. Lots of cutting fluid helps things go smoothly. I went very slowly in this project because the great danger to me was that the holes wouldn't line up perfectly. So I started by fixing the plate with 2 machine screws and then drilling and tapping each in turn. Be quite awful to put the plate on later on and find out that the holes didn't exactly line up. So there they all are, 3 inspection hatch covers. So it's time to take them all off, because naturally the tank's going to be filled with metal shavings from the tapping process. But it's really lots of fun to get inside your tank for a sort of a mouse eye view of things. A whole world of aluminum and baffles that nobody but us ever gets to see. And now we know that our tank is really, really clean, which is what this whole job was about. Under normal conditions, what happens is you get into some heavy weather, some agitation of the diesel fuel in the tank. It stirs up the particles and they clog the fuel filter and the engine dies. And that means you have to change fuel filters. But you know, you could have 2 primary fuel filter units that would make it easy to change fuel filters even if your tank clogged. And that might be easier to do than cutting holes in your fuel tank. But I think if you're headed offshore and with a good expectation of a 3 or 4 day gale down the road, it's peace of mind to know you have a clean tank and your filter system won't be overburdened. To keep the inspection port lids from leaking, I used Buna nitrile rubber, which is the recommended product. And for that all-important belt and suspenders look, an aviation gasket sealer product that never really dries out and I think should make a good connection between the bolts, the threads, the rubber, and the plate. And as you recall, the old tank lid of 3/4-inch plywood had been fiberglassed in, and I destroyed it in removing it and had to make a new one, which took just about as long as cutting the holes and mounting the inspection plates. Pretty messy, jagged edge, but I covered that up with a long batten, which should replace the athwartship integrity of the lid unit in pretty much the same way that the fiberglass tape did. Okay, let's go sailing.